Hey everybody, it's your boy Astro. Before we get into anything tonight, we're gonna be talking about this what's the one I want to use? This interview with young Miami and Kevin Gates. For those who are new to my channel, you can hit the like button, the subscribe button. I want to just thank you for being here with us. I know you could have been sleeping, you could have been doing all kind of sort of things. All right, but as you know, you're here with me. I appreciate you. And if you're here late, this is what we call the late night Astro show, okay? And this one is purely fun astrology. I'm going to do astrology the fun way, y'all. So you'll get to see it live and in person. Live and in person. We're going to go over what we call the Kevin Gates and Young Miami interview. All right, something I've been supposed to be doing about 2 weeks ago and never got a chance to do it. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Astro Einstein. And if you like my content, you can hit the like button, the subscribe button. And if you're an astro buff, meaning astrology buff, then you're going to enjoy this video. Now let's get into it. So we want to talk about this interview between Kevin Gates and young Miami. I think her name is Carisha. Right, Carisha. Yeah, as y'all know, it was a very fiery interview. I'm talking about you're gonna feel the sexual tension from outside of that interview. Excuse my little headband. I gotta make sure my hair stays nice and backwards. There you go. Boom. So listen, we're gonna break down this interview. We're gonna break down this interview with Carisha and Kevin Gates. Well, if y'all know, Kevin Gates doesn't have really a real time, a birth time that we don't know that as astrologers. But what we do is we rectify time of births. And in rectifying his time of birth, you know, I clearly based it upon this experience. But he was talking about like his mom and his brothers and, you know, all these other stuff. I basically, you know, got all that information from this interview that he did with this lady. You know, he said stuff that caused people to be like, what the hell? This man's mouth does not know how to to not be so blunt and open. So I understood exactly all the things. So I rectified his time of birth as 1:07 a.m. His birthday is February 5th, 1986. And he was born in New Orleans. All right. As you can see, the information is sitting right in the center. All right. In the center. So let's get to it. How many of y'all know? How many of y'all watched that interview? How many of y'all watched that interview and said to yourself, what in the bleep is going on? You say to yourself, these two are about to have some of the most wildest sex. If you didn't think that she had a boyfriend, well, we all know her boyfriend is the infamous P. Diddy. You know, that ain't no joke around kind of guy. You don't just go on television with this dude's woman and flirt, you know, because she tried her best to hide her. She tried to stay inside her energy. But guess what we have? We also have her chart. As she was born, according to rectification. Oh, you can't hear me? God damn. I thought y'all could hear me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this. Y'all can't hear me? Y'all won't hear me. Hello? Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me now? Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me now? I don't understand what y'all talking about. Who can't hear me? Please turn your damn camera up. That's why I don't want to do the live. Just turn your volume up. All right. Thank you very, very much. Okay, who can't hear me? Check your phone. It's not me. Oh, is you pretty? Oh, check your phone, pretty. Thanks. So anyway, let's get back to it. Let's get back to this interview. So we're gonna go through this interview. I have her chart, I got his chart, and I got their Sinistry. Y'all, you will believe the amount, and I'm gonna break down his chart as he speaks. So we're gonna get to this. It's gonna be a little fun. Y'all join with me as I get into this interview. Now let's hope and pray that you can hear this interview. All right? Okay. All right. So here goes. We're gonna get into it.
I love this show. I do. Yes, Lord. She don't want my love. I guess I got yeah. What's up, y'all? Y'all watch Teresa Please on Revolt, where we keep things real, raw, and uncut. And today we got Kevin Gates.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for coming. What's up? How you feeling?
I was nervous till I found out you was an Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, okay, she don't understand me.
Team Aquarius. So you just released your new album. Congratulations.
Yes.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
What you want to know about it?
I want to know, where did the name come from and what it means to you?
The name Kaza, I'm Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
The name Kaza, that's my son's name. It means like a great treasure or a gift from God.
Okay.
And blood, sweat, tears, emotional roller coaster. I cried on a couple of the songs.
Now we gonna pause that for a bit. We're gonna pause that for a bit. So as you're looking at Kevin Gates, if I didn't explain this to you, he is actually, based upon the rectification of his birth, he is a Scorpio rising. A Scorpio rising. Now, if you learn anything from me astrologically, you know that Scorpio is a sign that rules sex, death, regeneration, criminality is another thing. It rules taxes, bills, other people's money, the depth, psychological. So, and it rules, believe it or not, pain. That's right. That's why they say when you come into Scorpio life, he or she, brings some sort of growth, pain, people like to say. Because growing pains, you're growing, so it's going to be some pain. So don't blame all your troubles on your ex who's a Scorpio, okay? Let's not go there. All right, so anyway, so he is a Scorpio rising, 23rd degree. 23rd degree. So if you look at his hand motion, where he has it like this, and he's going to go like this a lot, you're going to think like, well, what's going on, Kevin Gates? You got a little, you're a little fruity. But it's not that. It's just that most Scorpio risings are androgynous. The women sort of act more like men, and the men sort of act more feminine like women. So it's sort of like you have to decipher if they're straight or if they're, you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean, right? You know exactly what I mean. So by looking at that, you tell that he has a feminine energy. First and foremost, he just said, he cried for days, and looking at his chart, he has that's Carisha's chart. He has his sun is in the 4th house. As you can see, he has a sun in the 4th house, and the 4th house is naturally ruled by Cancer. So even though he's an Aquarius, he's very feelingsy. In the Bahamas, we say he got a lot of feelings. He's feelingsy. That's because Cancer has a mothering, nurturing energy, family-oriented. So by all of his placements in the 4th house, this man is full of emotions. And that's very strange for people who are Aquarius. People like to say Aquarius energy is supposed to be feelings, and that's not true. Aquarius energy is very detached based upon, what house it's sitting in. And if it's in the fourth house, you're going to feel his emotions, right? Let's get back to the video.
And it was a collection of songs of really my journey, my path to where I'm at now. I'm in a way better place than I was. And I didn't know this, but just my journey to the world has been healing to so many other people because I don't hold anything back. I'm transparent. You watch me go from the lows to the highs, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's not all glamour and glitz over here with Kevin.
I want to get back to that too as well. As you can see, he is very, very vulnerable with this lady. He's like, I gotta express it. I'm open and vulnerable, and I'm here for you. See, what y'all don't understand is this: there is a connection between his chart and hers. The thing is, Carisha, according to certain others, rectification of her chart is a Taurus rising. And you see, if his rising is Scorpio and her rising is Taurus, that means that their ascendant is in each other's seventh house of relationships. So they both already feel a connection with each other. That's right. According to my studies, doing all these natal charts, most of the time in marriage situations, it normally ends up with that energy of the seventh house in the first house. Majority of the time, not all the time. It isn't a 100% guarantee. There's maybe a 50, 60%. All right. So that's the energy that you're feeling with her.
So I say, which song did you enjoy making?
Enjoy? Maybe this just means I'm in love. All praise to the Creator and the stars up above. Now blessings rain down over us. I was just thinking about the things that money can't buy.
Yes.
Like my children, being able to be on the farm and grow our own food and things of that nature. Like the best things in life are really free. So
y'all hear that? You hear what this man said? Did you hear him just now? He just said the best things in life are free. First of all, he's not about growing his own food. Now, you're going to get this sort of energy from him because he also has his moon in the sign of Sagittarius. So he loves teaching. You see, I could tell you because your boy got moon in Sagittarius. So it's always about growing philosophically. I know y'all think he's ignorant and he got all kind of dumb things to say and he speaks from his emotions. But let me tell you something. He is much more smarter than we think. All right? Like Johnny say, Kevin Gates gives lesbian vibes. That's funny. All right? So let's continue with this video. And here we go.
I'm in pursuit of intangible wealth, the things that money can't buy.
Yes.
Like genuine people.
I love that.
That's just me.
That's real life. And that's what the people need. We need people like you.
So it's been healing. I cried a lot. Well, I cried today. When you come up, you taught that as a man, you're not supposed to cry, you gotta suck it up and be tough. But if you keep all of these emotions in, you might explode or implode. You just might go crazy.
Right.
But when you release these things, it don't make you soft.
Right.
Things of that nature. That's how we release tears or for healing. It's okay to go somewhere by yourself and cry and get it all out and shake it off and come back. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with it.
That's me. I'm one of the people that keep things in until I can't. I explode once I let that emotion out because it's I don't like talking about my feelings a lot.
I know this don't sound weird. I do talk to myself. My me time is when I'm working out. I like to work out and it's just about feeling good. I love how I feel afterwards. But I talk about the problems that I'm going through to myself and I ask myself questions. And I used to think it was weird till I read that all geniuses talk to themselves. So I do talk to myself. Even sometimes in the mirror, I be talking to myself.
I talk to myself in the shower a lot.
Now, wait. Yeah, hold on. Let's get to this same chart what she's talking about. She said she talks to herself in the shower a lot. But first and foremost, let me show you all this woman's and this man's sinistry. Okay? In astrology, when there's a connection between the dark moon Lilith and the ascendant, and there's a south node conjunct her ascendant, means that this is very much an attraction, a strong sexual attraction. You see, this dark moon Lilith is Kevin Gates' dark moon Lilith, and it's sitting in Taurus. As you can see, it's sitting in the sign of Taurus. And her ascendant and south node is conjunct his dark moon Lilith, which means that there's an attraction, a strong sexual attraction. If you check any of your charts and compare them with people who you've been attracted to very magnetically and strongly, this may be the theme that shows up. Not only is it an attraction because the south node is there, this is an attraction from a previous lifetime. That's right. His horniness for this woman surpassed one lifetime to another, to another. You're going to feel that energy. Just watch again as we go forward with it.
Oh, so you like intelligent conversation. You talk to somebody who understands.
Because I feel like I'm the only person that kind of like understand me. Like I know what I'm trying to get out when I'm trying to say something.
You're your own best friend.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's going to sound weird, but that's emotionally detoxing. That's healthy for us to do that.
Yes.
Because if we keep it all bottled inside, I mean, what the fuck? We could just flash out on somebody that ain't even do us nothing, but they did one little thing and then, bitch, you got me up here on my mind now. But it's really...
Yes.
So unchecked aggression.
Yep. I've been there before. So let's talk about mental health.
Wait, hold up. Y'all heard that? She said, I've been there before. The lady said she been there before. It sounds like she knows that, I mean, and I don't know the history of the lady, but I know that, she may have been put in situations where she had to be the dude. Like, be the dude. And I know for a fact that she can be very, very aggressive. And that's because when you look at her chart, she actually has some placements that shows that. With her rising sign being in Taurus, that's not the only thing. She also has Jupiter, Juno, and Pluto in the sign of Scorpio. Let me share that with y'all so you can take a look at what I'm looking at. So looking at Young Money's chart, damn, I wish I could take my picture away from this. But anyway, her Jupiter, Juno, and Pluto, south and north node, is literally in a sign of Pluto. So I know this woman toxic. I mean, no disrespect. If you're watching this show, Carisha, just all love, you're a beautiful lady, but you're toxic, sugar. You attract toxic relationships. So I know what you're talking about. It's a relationship that you had to beat somebody's ass. I know. It's okay, sugar. You can't hide from us anymore. I'm just saying. So let's get back to this video as we go along with this conversation.
Mm-hmm. You've been in prison. So how did prison affect your mental health?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I did say this on the Mike Tyson interview. I was sexually victimized when I was like 13 years old. Mm-hmm. And it led me to exhibiting a lot of violence. I felt.
Oh, y'all, did y'all hear that? He said he'd been sexually abused or sexually, he'd been touched as a child. Now I want to take a look at his chart so y'all can get a hold of this. Now, most of the time when Pluto is in the first house or the 12th house, there is a few things. Wherever Pluto is where you fear. And it's obvious looking at this chart that one of the things that Kevin Gates fears is being, controlled. His South Node is conjunct Pluto. So that means that what he may be experiencing or have experienced was being molested or being controlled or being locked up, because Pluto also is about control. All right? Obsession, control. And I can tell that this young man brought something from his previous lifetime of molestation or being sexually exploited physically, because the Pluto is sitting in his first house. All right? So he expressed that he was, touched as a child. Let's move on to the other point we're making.
Like I had a fear of being vulnerable. All of my other bids, I would go in there and establish dominance.
Mm-hmm.
I was operating out of fear.
Yeah.
It seemed tough, just working out every day, being a monster. It seemed tough.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin, that's really fear. But this last bid that I went to, this last time I was released in 2018, this is the best thing that ever could have happened to me, because it prepared me to receive these blessings that I'm about to receive.
Well, I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. The fact that he mentioned that. When you think about his chart, he has Pluto in the first house, and one of the things that Pluto does, it creates a fear. It either makes you powerful or it makes you to feel weak. All right? And his Pluto being in the first house means that one of his fear is being locked up, controlled. But once you get over that fear, you become powerful. And he just exhibited that was one of the best things that happened to him. So he turned that Pluto in the first house into something very powerful. And because of his vulnerability, he's able to attract and draw people towards him even more. You see? And he's using that experience to win your heart. He said, you know what? And he's doing it from a place of being open and vulnerable, because he's been locked up and he experienced the fears that most people fear, especially with people who have Pluto in the first house.
It prepared me. I wasn't prepared then. With great power comes great responsibility. And before this, I wasn't responsible. And even with relationships, I wasn't ready to be in no relationship with nobody, because I was operating out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hurt me. I ain't going to put my all into it for fear of being hurt.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a lot of problem with men. Like, hurt people. Y'all be so afraid of being hurt that y'all end up hurting.
Y'all be afraid of being hurt too?
No.
Yes.
I don't.
So every relationship.
All right. No, we got to stop there. Because when she said no, the lie detector determined that was a lie. Okay? First and foremost, she has Scorpio and Pluto in the seventh house. Wherever Pluto is, tells you about where a person fears, what a person fears. And one of the things she fears is being alone. She doesn't like the idea of being alone, or of being hurt, or being controlled in a relationship. That I know based upon this placement here. And the fact that she has Pluto conjunct her North Node, meaning that to some degree, her relationship, a long-term relationship, will be with, guess what? A Scorpio sun. And guess who's a Scorpio sun? That's right, P. Diddy. Right. The fact that the North Node is actually conjunct her Jupiter, his sun is conjunct her Jupiter, means that he brings her abundance. But we're going to go back to that in a minute. Just want you to understand that. Now, you're going to get that sort of feel of her coldness, and she feels that she's so straightforward. She's sitting up like this, and she has a face like, and she smiles. It's because even though she's an Aquarius sun, she operates like a Capricorn, because her sun is in the 10th house that is naturally ruled by Capricorn. She has Venus in the 10th house, even though it's in Aquarius, is in Capricorn, which means that she will make decisions relationship-wise that benefits her, that looks good in the eyesight of people. Because the 10th house is about your image, the trajectory of what people think about you. So she keeps a stoic face, but she grinds for what she wants. The fact that she has Mars conjunct her MC means that she's not past having sex in order to gain what she wants in a career, which is, social media, the internet, having her own show. That's really connected, and Aquarius is responsible for the internet, social media, being on television. So, as you can see, she ain't got no problem slinging that little bit of thing to get what she wants. I mean, that's just reality. She was a stripper, wasn't she? I'm just saying. We continue.
Relationship you going, hey, let's be honest. My mama said pussy.
Oh, wait, hold up. I don't mean to stop.
So let's,
Wait. Wait. Yo, wait. We ain't just walk past. We're not gonna just walk past like we ain't hear this man say, "My mama sells pussy." Did y'all hear that? This man said, "My mama said, oh." Now, I know some of y'all are trying to figure out, like, well, okay, I show. Like, where's that showing in the chart? Like, where? Where is that show? Hey, y'all gotta excuse me for this one, okay? But I'm gonna have to share with you what the deal is. Now, let me look at it. Let me show y'all this chart. We're gonna look at this chart again, and because that one was too funny. That was a little too funny. Okay, let's get to that. His chart. All right. Damn, that was the how we can't walk past that. We can't walk past like we didn't see that. Hold up. Let me make sure this yeah, there you go. So I'll be able to see this screen. There you go. All right, so check this out. His chart, he has his moon sitting in the second house. So that means that money for him is very, very important. Secondly, the moon is normally a representation of the mother. It's a representation of the mom. And that means, because his moon is in the second house, there's a strong possibility. I'm not saying that it's evident, but his moon is in the sign of Sagittarius, which rules, it's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter's in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And when I see this right here, especially with his Venus conjunct that, it means that his mom would possibly do anything that's unorthodox, unconventional, to make money. Sitting right here, right in the front of us, we couldn't get it no different, as you can see. It's right there in the front of us. Let's continue on. But I hope, because that was some cold shit. That's some cold shit, Kevin. I mean, I respect you, but you just a cold ass Lord.
let's be honest, please forgive me for saying I'm so not sorry.
I feel like
So I wouldn't give a fuck.
Wait, the dude said, so not sorry.
I ain't tripping on where your pussy been.
okay.
It's for me now. You gonna give it to me.
I feel like men have a guard up because y'all feel like y'all don't want to be hurt.
That's toxic masculinity. I'm gonna give it my all because all I can do is all I can do. And guess what? You heard that? I don't know if you listened to the Cosby album. The one day I cried the whole song. Bitch, you hurt me. Bitch, you crushed me. Bitch. Look at the numbers it's doing. That raw emotion.
Yeah, because we all don't be in it.
Because I was brave. I had a brave heart. I stepped out in love unconditionally. I don't care about your pay. Just tell me, yeah, I've been with 20 people. That's it.
I can't help but be like, look at Carisha and be like, that laugh. That is so, You know that laugh remind me of. I just watched White Chicks yesterday, day before yesterday. Eh, what a beautiful chocolate man. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting the let me put on his plastic face right now because I don't want homeboy in the background to think I'm flirting too much. You know?
You know, you got credentials now, because if you ain't slutty, we ain't thugging.
Okay.
Because pussy is very prevalent in my life, so I need somebody. I'm Aquarius, so I'm a very sexual person.
Yes.
Let's get to that. He just said just now that pussy is very prevalent in his life. Pussy. You know, I just can't help but say it out of mind. Say it. Don't bother me for saying it like I said. We're gonna look at his chart and see why it says that way. Now, y'all may think he's joking about this, but he ain't. As a Scorpio rising, when you look at his chart, he has Venus conjunct Jupiter. Venus conjunct Jupiter. Not only is his Venus conjunct Jupiter, but his Mercury is also conjunct Venus, conjunct Jupiter. And if you look, his Mercury is the ruler of his 8th house of sex, which means that this man gets pussy. You know, like I say, pussy. He gets it. That's what he gets. He's not lying about that. That's not a lie. He ain't lying. You know, people say when you lie too much on vagina, you dangling shrivel up. Nah, he ain't lying. He is speaking le truth. Le truth.
Very, because the energy from it. It's the energy. I'm a very sexual person. I aim to please my partner, so that's like one requirement. And then you say me being guarded. I'm not speaking for all men because I'm me.
Okay.
I can't speak for the rest of the world.
Okay.
But I'm not guarded at all. If the energy connects, it connects. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You Aquarius, you can meet somebody in 2 seconds. You know if you like them or not.
Oh, for sure.
I could walk in a restaurant. I don't like the energy here. Tip the waiter. I'm leaving. You know, some people I shake their hand. Some people don't touch me. Your energy not right. I don't care if you get mad. Sue me.
Period. So, you spoke about being suicidal.
Oh yes, ma'am. You wanna? I ain't trying to get you out the scene. Can you give me your hand?
My hand?
Hey, wait. Now, what him? Y'all gonna get it. I mean, he's gonna explain it afterwards. But what him being suicidal got to do with her hand? Y'all ever thought about that? That was very random. That was very much a Mercury in Aquarius comment. Very, very strange because I was trying to figure out what is he talking about? Why he needs her hand to explain. But y'all gonna get it. Now, when he speak about having suicidal thoughts or being suicidal, that's also a connection of this placement right here. As you can see, based upon this chart also, not only was he controlled, but his south node is conjunct Pluto in the first house. The first house rules self. Pluto, which rules death, is conjunct his south node, which means that at some point in time, in his past life and previous lifetimes, there may be possibility that he has killed himself, hurt himself, based upon his Pluto conjunct south node. So these are thoughts, not necessarily from this lifetime, but from previous lifetime that he's bringing and tagging along back to this moment. It probably does not suit it's not suit him anymore. But because it's so deep in his psyche, that idea of losing oneself or killing himself or being in control of his destiny death-wise is always at the forefront.
Okay, yeah. Which one? The left or the right?
Whichever one you want to give me.
The right.
I don't want to feel that. Give me right here. You feel it? That knot?
Yes.
That's a bullet. I put that there.
See,
I just ain't stretched.
why? Like, what drove you to that point?
I wasn't happy. I didn't want to live no more. That's when I was 17. everybody around me died. All my friends was dying, going to jail, and I felt cursed. You know.
That's also a placement of Scorpio Pluto in the first house. So this man is telling you that most of his people are dead or died. Most Scorpio risings have to deal with death. One of the hardest things to do with a Scorpio rising is having to deal with the death of somebody, whether it be their friends, associates, so and so. Their theme is death, sex, regeneration, all right, transformation, their whole body, you know what I mean, and their physical avatar and how they present themselves to the world. This is a common theme in his chart. Well, as you can see, his, what is this? His Pluto, his ascendant. All right, so his Pluto is also square, damn, by very wide, his sun, his destiny, and his Vesta. Which means that there are some people who were very much family members and friends who he would have experienced death from. So he is very much emotional about that.
They used to tell me this, you the devil. You know. And I started to believe that. Like I was cursed, I'm fucked up. Everybody I love just died on me. I wasn't happy.
So how did you get out of that dark place like that?
I didn't get out of that dark place till I started having pacifiers. I started going get things to make me happy, or doing things to make me.
Now, based upon his second house having Taurus, having his moon in it, this man is literally feels better by gaining stuff. As you can see, his Mars is in the second house, his Saturn in the second house, Juno in the second house, Union in the second house, Uranus in the second house, Moon in the second house. So getting things and assets is important to this man. All right? That is where people say is your happy place. The second house is where your happy spot is. His happy spot is acquiring stuff. So he started doing that. He started gaining stuff and gaining financial things. Now, we're gonna get to that. I see another thing in his chart that he
For
displayed.
my happiness in other people. And like this 2022, was it 2020? I had disconnected. I had disabled my Instagram. I had wrote a letter and everything. I'm about to smash myself again because I don't do all that. Hey, y'all about to kill myself. That's false playing.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it the gangster way, go by yourself and let somebody find you stretched all the way out. That's just, I talk to myself.
So in the moments, do you ever think about like your family?
No, because my children and my trust is set up to where my children are going to be straight for the rest of their life. I don't do this for me. I don't find joy in material things, and everything I earn go over there. But in 2020, yeah, I was going to smush myself, but something happened to where God just intervened, and a white dude came up to me in the gym. I had got flat too. I put all my jewelry on, went to the gym, worked out real good, took me a shower at the gym, put all my ice on. I already had my letter. White boy walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute?" I said, "Yeah, what's going on, brother?" When you about to do something gangster, you get to, you get to talking all proper and try to act like you're calm and shit. Like, I'm about to go catch a body, but this time it's going to be me. So I was like, he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, what's going on, brother? He was like, man, if it wasn't for your music, he was like, your music is the only thing that makes this crazy world make sense. So I'm still kind of like, yeah, the world's a cruel place, brother. Trust me. I know. He was like, I noticed you deactivated your Instagram, and that last thing you wrote on Twitter, you were saying, I had wrote something on Twitter. I was like, my friends and family, forget that my teachings. I love you all. It's over with. I ain't about to tell you I'm going to do this. You're just going to find me stretched out. That's all that talking and shit. A lot of people just talk good as a bitch. What I utter with my mouth, my actions must prove. Don't judge me based on what I say. Judge me based on what I do.
Your actions.
Yes, ma'am. So then he was like, man, I told him, I say, listen, I'm about to go put myself up right now. I'm about to go push my shit out. He broke down. He said, please don't, brother. If you do that, so many people going to kill themselves.
Right.
He said, because you don't know what you mean to this world. But that was Instagram that had me like, damn, when I do something, the world look at me like, shit, it ain't nothing. But another nigga could do everything I'm doing and the world praise him, kiss his ass, but you got that from over here because you're not cut from this type of texture. And I was comparing myself to other people. And it was like, when you make comparisons, it's the killer of our joy. But naturally, as people, we compare.
You hear that, man? So listen, for most people who have that moon in Sagittarius and all those placements Sagittarius, there's always a philosophical approach. So it's like he's telling a story, but in a parable way. And that's what the Sagittarius energy does. It creates parables. So he's going to tell a story to give you that sort of an ending that makes a lot of philosophical sense. You know, all the stellium that he have in Sagittarius, he can't help himself. It's just who he is. And he's mentioning about death a lot in this, the question about killing himself and death of his family and, you know, feeling controlled. A typical Scorpio rising.
So I was like, you looking at other people highlight films, they only show you the good parts of their life, and then you looking at your life like, man, right. Fucked up. This shit ain't shit, you know, and it leads to depression.
Yeah.
So then, you could be in a competition with other people, that just ain't me. So I was like, man, y'all can have this shit.
I feel like everybody been in that place in their life before, like where they looking at other people and they comparing themselves, and I feel like, you know, there was God and there was an angel, like you here for other people.
A whole white boy walked up to me and said all that, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna stick around for a while. And in them 3 days, just being out and about, I got to see that, man, the streets really love me to death.
Yeah, it's people that love
me and need me.
Yes.
That was a misconception. I went straight to Puerto Rico and just worked out.
And just died, right?
Healed myself.
Yes. I want to take a shot to that.
But please.
You know, y'all excuse me, right? But of all the things this woman says she want to take a shot, why would she want to take a shot to that? You ever thought about that? That's strange, but one of these days I'm gonna break that part. Like, think about it. Why would she want to take a shot? Of all things, at this point in time. Anyway, let's get back to it. She gonna take a shot. They're gonna get some drinks.
Shot o'clock.
This interview is being brought to you by Deleon Tequila, owned by a black man.
So, now y'all see why she wanted to take a shot. She really wanted to promote that liquor that was there. And that's due to her Mars and all these placements in the 10th house of business. So even though she's here she's all about business. This woman is all about her image and business. But she's a Taurus rising, her moon is in Pisces. So she gives off this sort of innocent energy, like, you know, she's so vulnerable and so, but I don't want you to sleep. Her Saturn is conjunct her moon, which means that she is very much, even in her innocent look, very cold-hearted, okay? That's a cold woman. Just want y'all to know, she cold as ice.
Goes down smooth. Now back to more, Carisha, please.
Just for your fans that's listening, they love you and they was thinking about, you know, doing suicide, what would you tell them right now?
I've been through the worst of the worst. Like the worst of the worst. And no matter what you've been through in your life, no matter what, it's not about what you're going through or what you've been through. It's what you overcame. It's always light at the end of the tunnel. It's always like, to whom much is given, much is required. So what?
Man, why does dude sound like me? Why? Because of his moon being in Sagittarius. And that brings him a sense of fulfillment. Is giving, you know, philosophical conversation and, you know, putting a metaphor to it. And yeah, so that makes him feel, as you can see, the look on his face is pure satisfaction, giving all these words to
without
the
great
crowd.
test, you'll never have a testimony. So I'm somebody who suffered and still suffering, but I deal with it in a different way. I work out, I do yoga. I put my depression and negative energy into fitness, and I feel better. Like I worked out before I came here. Like I worked out, and that made me feel better. I'm in a calm space. I'm gonna work out when I leave. It's just I love to feel good. I love to stretch. I love to work out.
Yeah, I feel like when we are like battling depression, we have to find something that make us feel good. Cause like when I go through depression, I like to dance. Like that's something that make me feel good.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
You know, dancing prevents cancer.
Oh,
That's another teachable moment. He is going harm. He's like, dancing is like a form of curing cancer. Now I know y'all like, what the hell? What are dancing got to do? See, when it comes to dancing is really connected to the fifth house. It's ruled by the fifth house, correct? Any kind of theater, dancing, any talent is ruled by the fifth house. And she has Chiron in the fifth house, which represents that she heals herself through her talents. So she feels if she dances, it heals. As you can see, her Chiron is sitting in the 7th degree in the 5th house of Virgo. Virgo ruling health, work, and service. So she can feel that way, as if she's healing herself. So that's why that came out of her mouth so smoothly, so easily, is because she is being completely honest about that.
When you dancing, when you moving around like you moving, well, moving your back, one of the scariest things for me to do, because I grew up with that tough guy shit. I went and started taking bachata lessons. Like bachata, that's like Spanish dancing, like a lot of like Puerto Ricans.
like cha-cha. Kind of like a little bit now.
Something like that. It's called bachata. So I started taking those lessons, and like you moving your hips around, and that was one of the most scariest things for me to do, because I'm so used to being a tough guy and stiff all the time. But dancing prevents cancer, because any cancer that appears in the body is only an energy blockage. So when you move and dance, you moving that energy around. You don't let the energy stay stagnant in one place to develop into cancer. We have the ability to heal ourselves.
So what does it mean to be Muslim?
We submit to one God, to the Creator. That's it. We just don't join partners. Most people, it's a big misconception when people say that we don't believe in Jesus. My Muslim name is Isa, Jesus Christ. His name is Isa. Alayhi salam. Whenever we say the name of a prophet, we always say, may peace be upon him. So I was saying, alayhi salam, I speak.
Now, before most of y'all come into my inbox about if Isa is his real name, that was the Aramaic name that they use for him, and the Muslims use that name as the great teacher, like Jesus the Christ. So there is a correlation to what he's saying. All right, so there is a lot of validity what he's talking about. The application is a little different. Okay, just having you to know that there's validity to what he's saying.
Like Arabic, a little bit. My children speak Arabic also, and that's one of the misconceptions, that they say we don't believe in Jesus Christ. We do. We believe he was the Messiah. We believe he was born of a virgin birth. We believe all of those things. But when we pray, we prostrate, because we believe that every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that the true and living God is the Creator. So we put our face on the ground. We serve God with our whole body. Even our actions, before we take a sip of water, we say Bismillah in the name of God. I mean, not to get off subject, but even before I have sex, I pray. I don't even like the word sex. I say it so people.
Wait, y'all heard that? Before this man put his dangling inside the vagina, he prays. And y'all talking about, y'all worried about having sex before marriage? This man is saying, once I'm praying to God, that vagina is clean. Every chance he get, he's like, I'm going to pray to Allah that this one doesn't have syphilis. You know what I mean? And like he's literally saying that he's putting it into the universe that he is protected every time he about to have sex. I mean, hey, that may be a concept that some of y'all need to take up. I don't know.
People know what I'm talking about, but this is spiritual unification. This is sacred.
They call it soul ties.
Well, it's a way to break those. I'm not.
No, Carisha. Gosh, it's okay, sugar. You're doing a great job in that corner there. Okay, doing amazing. That was a very good question. I mean, statement.
Not trying to be too spiritual, but it could be somebody that you was with 5 years ago. But when that cord is still attached to that person, you're still connected to them, no matter where they are in the world. So you have to break that umbilical cord. It's spiritual. All things are spiritual. The things we say, the energy we feel when we walk in the room. So that's another thing that's like, it's very sacred. I just don't give myself to know anybody. If the energy not right, you can't touch me straight up.
All right. So I know y'all saying that this man is a deep, deep individual. He is. Of course he is. I want to share with you what I'm looking at from a perspective. What I'm looking at. Now, in everybody's chart, most charts, as of now, the galactic center is 26 degrees 39 minutes as of today. I mean, as of yesterday. And his moon is in 27 degree. This individual is definitely connected to the Galactic Federation, galactic souls who came here to help, to some degree, the evolution of spirituality. Now he's still taking a process from going from being very religious to going into spirituality. And look at his chart. There's a lot of emphasis on religion or spirituality, because Sagittarius rules that. So you're going to hear that a lot from him as he speaks.
I done had situations where I done gave myself to the wrong people, and just creepy.
Just miserable.
It wasn't right. You know, you can have sex with somebody and just be drained afterwards. They took energy from you. Or you can have sex with somebody that give you. Y'all give each other. Y'all recycle the energy with one another. If y'all not recycling the energy, then you with the wrong person. It's like I've been practicing semen retention for the last, I don't know how many years. I don't release no semen. And people tell me like your skin.
Well, you don't?
I don't release. I aim to please my partner. After the woman come 1,000,000 times, I'm done.
Ready?
Yes.
All right. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that just now? Gosh, y'all know I was going to get on that part. The dude said when his woman done come, how much times? 100? Dude, I'm going to say this to you, Kevin Gates. You one skilled man. You got some set of skills. Okay? Now, I know based upon almost every single Scorpio rising that I know, the fact that they have Pisces sitting on the 5th house of fun sex means that sex to them is always a spiritual experience. All right? Wherever you got Pisces on your chart, it is where you experience a sense of connecting with Source or God, or also being vulnerable and self-sacrificing. And anybody that has Pisces on the 8th house or the 5th house, which rules sex and deep sex, will be self-sacrificing in the act of sex, which means that he don't care if he comes. I mean, he does care, but he's more focused on his partner, and that's because of this placement of Pisces sitting right here.
Now, but this is my life force. So if we set the intention to have a child, then yeah. But most people don't know is when you release your semen, your bone marrow, your hair start thinning, you age. This is our life force.
That's one of the best goodness ever, though.
This what make what an orgasm.
y'all excuse me. That sounds like a call. She's like, bad signal. Listen, okay. Daily after this show, I'm gonna need an orgasm. Kevin is driving me crazy. Could you imagine that conversation? Like, girl, if you on is you on this show flirting with this man? It's gonna be a pop. No, baby. No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check you out after this. All right, and be like, BD could be like, all right then, just hurry up, do what you're doing. She was like, that's fun. You see, and we gonna look at her chart. Let's take a look at her chart and see why she say that, sex is like it's so good for her. You know. And when I look at her placement of her fifth house, she's Chiron there in Virgo there, right? Now Virgo is a little bit of a control. It has some control in this. But the ruler of Virgo, or what we would consider now, is Chiron, is sitting in the fifth house of fun sex. So for her, it ain't hard for her to bust a nut. Well, maybe it is. Her Mars is in the 10th house, so it takes a long time to have it. But when she does, boom, it's on and popping. But look at her. She's satisfied.
Look at her. Where it stay inside your body. Once you train yourself, it stay in your body.
So how do you train yourself for that?
Just it heal your central nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
It heal your brain. You don't have brain fog. And I tell a lot of men, stop watching porn. Because when you watch porn, it'll make you masturbate in the morning. Like say you just masturbate, or you masturbate just what you did. You just jacked off and shot your precious semen. Your nut just nutted out on the sock. You ever what you...
All y'all gonna hear from this dude is none but sex, okay? That's all y'all gonna hear. So get used to it, and y'all can get used to her laughing at the idea of that being done to her. Now, looking at his chart, he has, y'all look at Kevin Gates. Look at this man's lips. Just look at his lips. We gonna pause it. Wait, sure. Look at this man's lips. Y'all look at his lips. He got pussy eating lips. Look. Y'all think I'm joking? Look at his chart. He has Mars in the second house. Do you know what the second house is ruled by? What it naturally rules on the physical body of a man and a woman? It rules the mouth. And Mars rules sex. That means sex with the mouth. That dude probably gave it some amazing hands. That's why he could talk about having his woman having 100 orgasms.
I tell him,
a special
look at a woman, you're gonna look at her objectively, and you giving off creep energy, and women could pick that up.
So that's why your skin's so clear.
Well, I drink a lot of water. I drink like a gallon of water a day. Mm-hmm. Anything that we put in our body come through in our face. If I go eat McDonald's French fries right now, my face will break off. Like that's like people that get chemical pills. They don't know this. You putting chemicals on your beautiful face. Yeah, it's gonna peel and it's gonna heal because that's what our skin does. It heals. Mm-hmm. It's cool to take like maybe 3 or 4 days and just don't eat nothing. Just drink water. Let your digestive system clean itself out. So your body could be pure. Your body's your temple. That's like even a woman that never had a vaginal wall cleaning. A woman not supposed to wear tampons. I pay attention to all this kind of shit. I want to see what a bitch eating is. I need to see what you eating. Everything. I need to see your habits. Are you healthy? Like for you just eating, be in my prison. Okay. A lot of them come up like my lifestyle now. It separate the real from the fake. Because there's a lot of women that came around me and tried to act like you get up at 3 a.m. and work out, but this shit killing you. You only eat 1 meal a day. This shit killing you. I say 1 meal a day because your body got 3 phases. You go through the ingestion phase. Mm-hmm. You go through the digestion phase where your stomach starts tearing all the food up. Then you go through the cleansing phase when you wake up in the morning. Your tongue white, high water with lime. That's all you need to start your day.
I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna let you know how it goes.
See, right now you just breathtaking. You beautiful. See, after you do this, like a real detox, mm-hmm. and you're going to have to get some security. For real. You're going to have to get some security with you.
Okay, so being Muslim, you can have multiple wives, right?
Say we can have 4, but 1 is preferred.
Okay, so if you can have,
I don't want multiple wives. I just want 1.
okay,
I don't.
Let's take a look at his chart, and we're gonna see if he's really telling the truth about that. Let's take a look and see. He has his ruler of his 7th house is Taurus. His Taurus is ruled by Venus, is conjunct Jupiter. The lie detector determined that was a lie. I'm just saying. This man, because of his Venus, is the ruler being of his 7th house, is sitting in sign of Aquarius, which rules unorthodox relationships, things that are non-traditional, does not show that what he's saying is completely true. But we can only go by what the man says. If he says that's what he does, then hey, who are we?
why?
Because I just want my 1. I don't want to have multiple wives. I done did that already. That's bullshit.
All right, that's my boy, right? But even with the look on his eyes, just looking from the left up to the left, when he looked up to the right, and he looked down to the left. In psychology, he just told a lie in the front of us without us even knowing. If you don't know the psychology of the eyes and how it tells when a person's lying, he just lied. Bold face. Y'all don't believe me? Watch this. I'm gonna remind it right now. Watch this.
For real. You gonna have to get some security with you.
Okay, so being Muslim, you can have multiple wives, right?
Say we can have 4, but 1 is preferred.
Okay, so if you can have,
Right.
I don't want multiple wives.
Watch.
One.
okay,
He just looked up to the right. He looked right again to look forward.
Because I just want my.
You saw it? Now watch it. He'll do it again.
Have multiple wives.
See? Looking left, up.
That's bullshit.
He never kept a straight face when he said that. That's how you know dude lying. But it's okay. He on television and he got a girlfriend. So he ain't trying to get in the wrong conversations on social media.
By that have multiple women, they look stressed out. Because I know killers that scared to go home and tell a woman they been with another bitch.
Now, you see that? He said that without looking left and right. His eyes literally stayed, because he was speaking the truth just now. The truth was, yeah, you know.
The spiritual aspect of that is,
see,
a woman is psychic.
See?
If you've been with another woman and you go home and she asks you, baby, where you been fucking? You gonna help me get these sins off?
you gonna say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course.
Because you already know anyway. You're gonna know. Like, women have something called intuition.
Yes.
It comes from the womb. The womb is governed by the moon. Lunar is governed by the moon. When a woman get her cycles with the moon, when you know that you're dealing with a spiritual being, you can't tell a lie.
This dude.
You gonna only cause damnation on your own soul. She already know. So if she have sex with me after I told her and I didn't tell her the truth, I could offset her pH levels. I ain't give her an STD, but her pH levels off balance because her womb know that I've been with another bitch. We slanging iron and selling dope and shit in the street, but we scared to tell our women the truth. You gotta tell her the truth so she can heal you and protect you, because our women are healers.
Facts.
A real woman though, you know. But that's just my philosophy. Niggas think I'm crazy.
Nah, you ain't crazy, bro. You ain't crazy. You ain't crazy.
That's the truth. I swear that's the truth, because I know every time a nigga lying, I be like, you lying.
When a woman have her period, it's not just, I don't like to call it that, but I say it so people know what I'm talking about. It's called her menses. When she have that, that's not just for her. That's for me.
Mm-hmm.
She getting all the negative energy in the house and she cleansing. It's a cleansing phase she going through. She holy right now. Right. That's when we put all the good energy into her. Rub her feet, give her baths with the eucalyptus. I ain't about to give you my recipe. I'm a monster. But, you know, we do all of these things so that when she come out of that, it's going to bless the whole house. Like, if something not right in your house, you can feel it. It's an uneasy feeling. It's not peaceful. So, man, come on, let me tell you the truth. We can heal. We can get that over with.
Listen, when she first started this interview, she was leaning back with her head. Now, she's leaning forward like, yeah, what you say? Yeah, whatever you say. I don't know what you're saying because I don't know. But I know what you're saying sounds so good. You know, you could tell by her body language. She went from being like this to being like, what you say? And I'm gonna tell you, look at her Sinistry between her and Kevin Gates. Her Juno is conjunct his South Node, which means that there's a possibility that they were lovers in a previous lifetime. They can't help that. They were possibly husband and wife at one particular lifetime. When in astrology, when there's a connection like this is an intense relationship. As you can see, he is his ascendant. Her ascendant is conjunct Dark Moon Lilith. When you look at this, her sun is conjunct his Venus, his Mercury, Jupiter. They have a lot of connections. She also have her stuff in his fifth house. Okay, so she got her stuff in his fifth house, and his moon and all these placements are in her eighth house. So they want to get it on because eighth house is the house of sex, of intense relationship, and the fifth house is about fun sex. So they got all these placements in each other's fun sex house.
Wait and keep moving. Cause I told you the truth. No,
I love an honest man. It just makes things so easy.
You're the only one. You ought to see the things they say about me on YouTube.
I love an honest man because it's like once you tell a lie, you got to keep lying. But once you tell me the truth, you get
Lies on destroy trust. I can't believe you. I asked your homeboy, should I just pack my shit and leave? I'm about to go. You want me to help you pack, babe?
You know what? I just had a conversation about that.
You want me to help you pack?
Once you tell the truth and it's like, ain't nothing I can do, I just gotta accept it. Unless I don't really
No, I ain't gonna say that. You ain't gotta accept it. You ain't just gotta accept it, but at the same time, if we don't want a car, I don't want my woman for us to be separated. I want us to be best friends. If anything we gonna engage in together. Mm-hmm. But we ain't.
All right, so he meant that. That's something when as you can see, he hasn't even blinked when he said that his seventh house has Taurus on it. And one of his things is his purpose in his lifetime is to have a long-term relationship. One of his purpose is to be creative and have a dynamic of creativity within him and his long-term partnership. Now, Taurus is why Venus, and his Venus is in Aquarius, which means that even though his purpose is to be in a long-term relationship, is to be in one that's non-conventional, that's very different, eccentric, unique. And as you can see, that's his purpose in his lifetime. So he means that what he says. When he says that, he means that.
About to destroy no trust. Mm-hmm. If we got a bond, it's our bond. Just like if you bring a bitch and I'm busting her up and we busting this hoe up together, me and you, and I go behind your back and fuck that hoe. I'm really down bad, you heard me? Mm-hmm. I'm really wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. I'm dead ass wrong.
Yeah.
I'm destroying trust.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to do that. That wasn't no real nigga shit. I did some whole shit. Mm-hmm. You know, but that's just because we on a lick together.
Right.
Me and you on a lick. What I look like going against my co-defendant for an outsider. An outsider shouldn't have no say-so on what we got going on. Right. If it's like that.
But every man got that mentality, though. Like, every man don't think like that. A lot of men think they
You keep saying men. Like men the only people that's wrong. So.
Let me tell you something. You could tell that him and his partner, because of that placement of Venus and Aquarius, you could tell that they do open relationship stuff. You could tell that he brings women inside, and she probably brings women inside the relationship because they got an Aquarian energy of experimenting, of trying different things. So he wasn't talking from just philosophical. That man was saying, I shouldn't have done that shit because he did that shit.
I want a lot of men, but I just love how you talked about it. I want a lot of men.
I see you think with your mind and not with your dick.
No, I think with my heart.
Okay, yeah, you think with your heart. I like
Yeah, because if I thought with my mind, it's a lot of shit I wouldn't accept.
Because a lot of men feel like, you know, I got more time. I just want to have fun. I'm just having fun right now. So I feel like
I believe in one night stands. It could be something where the energy just dead and like
You see, he just said that shit.
Like you could just see me. I'm an energy. But I could look at a woman and tell, like I could look at you on Instagram and say you faking. You ain't really like that. But there's someone I could look at this bitch a dog slut. This bitch a piss all in my mouth about something, man.
What? Hey, what?
Like this bitch a slut. Like that's what, this bitch a dog slut. Like Like I could spit in his whole mouth and I could, spit all in her face. She's that. I get that energy from her. Mm-hmm. And then I look and she clean. You could look good, but it's about hygiene. Because if you freak and I like you, we could try things. Now, I have had some disappointments. I done had to put my finger down there and put it up under their nose. You wanted me to eat it? You don't smell it? So I done had some disappointments. I ain't gonna lie. I have.
You do that? Oh my God.
I tell what God love. The truth. Because some women haven't been trained properly how to clean themselves. They don't know what a vaginal wall cleaning is. They don't know they're not supposed to use tampons. They don't.
Yeah, he's gonna do that. He is going. He is going to do that for real. His Mars is in the second house, right? And the second house rules the five senses. This man will literally put it. I believe it. I believe it. He's speaking the truth.
I know that the dead uterus gland that gets stuck around their walls cause odor. They don't know that. Don't know soap supposed to go on your foot. Bitch, when I bathe you, this the cleanest you gonna ever feel in your life.
Okay, man.
Clean all behind your ears, bitch. Your mom ain't teach you how to do this because she was busy working or some shit. I hope I'm not being too blunt.
I love
Please forgive me.
We need.
I'm so not sorry.
No, that's right. We need more men like you in the world.
You keep talking about men like you keep shooting shots at me. Who did hurt you? Somebody must have hurt you because you keep on shooting that bitch and then you making me be your co-conspirator.
You see, at least he said it. I told you. Looking at her chart, she is TOXIC. Toxic. I love her. She's beautiful. She's sexy as hell. Very ambitious, very driven, very talented. But according to this placement, she toxic.
No, because you're speaking the truth.
Like, you about to put me in the RICO act with you because you keep saying that you're looking like I'm agreeing with your criminal conduct. I'm trying to refrain from criminal conduct. You trying to have me on my back.
So you be wearing a feather. What does that feather mean?
I'm about that one you seen I had in my head.
Yes.
In South Carolina, when I come through there, I'm a chief.
Okay.
I'm a chief. On my mama's side of the family, they Indians.
Mm-hmm.
They Taino Indians. And most people don't know what a Taino Indian is. These are the Indians from Native America, like the Choctaws, the Cherokees, the Apaches, Comanches, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that call themselves black now. We were stolen from this land and taken to all these different plantations to work. So in Jamaica, all throughout the Caribbean, where they had slavery plantations, these Indians, Native American people that kept to their same traditions, labeled Taino Indians, all through Puerto Rico. And when I say Puerto Rico, that's like the Spanish name for it, but the name of the island is La Encanto, the island of enchantment.
Right.
So it just got a different thing. The way we look at everything has a spirit. Everything has an essence. Even the wind, we call the wind spirit viento. It's just, you could feel it. It's different. So I was gifted that feather by a chief when I became a chief. And this was at a time when I was really messing up with my life. And they saw something in me, and they bestowed even more responsibility upon me. So the eagle feather is representation of the bravest, strongest, holiest path that you can take. And it's very strong, but it's also very fragile, just like life. So you got to be conscious when you got it in your head. I can't just take my shirt off. I got to watch the way I move and keep me present. I can't just be on my phone. And it's illegal to have unless you was gifted by a chief.
Really?
Yeah, you cannot have, these are federally protected birds. You cannot have these feathers unless they were gifted by a tribe, a Native American tribe. And we are native to this land.
I bet you a lot of y'all didn't know that, did you? He just taught us something. He just did his moon and Sagittarius thing. And the reason why he's so, steeped into his history, his ancestors, because of the fourth house placements. See, the fourth house normally is connected to the ancestors. And by looking at his chart, he has Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter there. So he's very much a teacher of his history, of his lineage.
This is our mother. This land was here long before us, and she'll be here long after we leave. So we have to respect the earth. We just have to. It just teach you to be. It just make me be more conscious of everything around me. It's very sacred to me. You seen my big fellas when I came through that bitch.
I know. I was like,
No bad spirits could come around. All them little bad spirits, they had to stand on the wall. We're gonna talk to y'all later.
I was like, I wonder what that feather means. It looked right.
But the eagle feather stand for the bravest, strongest, holiest path that you can take. And it just keep me conscious to stay on that path when I got it in my head. I put it out for special occasions. I was gonna wear it tonight.
I was looking for it.
But the energy was like, no, don't wear that tonight.
Okay.
Just don't wear that tonight. So I just tied my little scarf on the back of my head. I say, yeah, oh, Carisha, please, I'm about to show my sway.
Period. Because I was looking for it. I'm like, okay, you got his scarf. I got to ask about it.
Listen, is her favorite word period? Period. I don't know how to say it. I don't know. I heard it in a song. I heard it on this live at least 4 times. Is her favorite word period? The thing that people don't like to have is the thing that she likes to say. This is serious.
A feather.
I'm going to wear it next time for you.
Okay.
Bring you back.
So.
On your new show.
Ooh, she just started just now. You heard that?
So I heard you could start car batteries with your hands. Like, is that really true? Because I want you to start mine outside. But it was a story you made up.
I ain't trying to be funny. Like, when I say that, like, that's like people on this earth. You ever saw somebody take a balloon and rub it over their head and they static electricity? I would buy it.
See that.
Or if somebody take a balloon and rub it, it'll make their hair stand up.
Okay, yeah.
You ever touch somebody and shock them?
Yeah.
Or somebody shocked you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's electromagnetic pulsation. Your body was discharging electricity. Our bodies are electric. And I didn't do that like I'm no special person. I didn't even want to talk about that shit. But I just always been kind of gifted my whole life. Like the people that don't believe me, please don't believe me. Never. I'm a big liar. Don't believe me. But it's just a lady was in need. And I just did what felt right. I just rubbed my hands together and prayed. And it was the power of God, really. I prayed over her bed.
Y'all think he's lying? I don't think so. I think he's speaking the truth. The reason why I feel that way is because he has all these placements in Aquarius. Now, what y'all don't know is Aquarius not only rules, humanitarianism and hopes and wishes and aviation, social media, and any kind of, social setting platform. It also rules electricity, anything to do with waves. And he has Jupiter conjunct Venus, conjunct his Mercury, which represents the hands, and conjunct his Sun, which represents his core. And looking at his chart, it's showing that he possibly could be telling the utmost truth about that.
This lady, God is amazing. It wasn't me. Anything I do is not without the Creator's permission. So that's why I don't like to talk about it, because it's like I'm taking credit for that. I didn't do that. That lady was stranded on the side of the road. I told her to speak nothing of this. I really didn't even want to speak about that, but they kind of pulled it out of me. So it was what it was. But you gifted. Ben, the people around you know what's up. Like, just once you told me certain shit, I was like, off camera, I'm like, yeah, she one of them people, she gifted. So we all have gifts. Yeah. Some have different gifts than others.
What's her gift, Kevin? Share it with me. I mean, I can see the chart, but I want to hear you say it.
So, of course, when you're a gifted person like we are, people around are going to make it harder for us. It's going to always be harder for us than it's going to be for people that's not gifted.
Right.
So, you must want the audience to know, because I know I'm in tune.
I really did, because when I saw that video, I was laughing so hard. I was like, did he really start that battery with his hand?
God, kill my children. Murder all of them right now, if I'm lying. Kill them all. Punish them. Stretch them out.
You're a miracle worker.
No, I can't do nothing without God's permission. I just prayed over the battery that it started, because it just hurt me so so bad to see that later. I thought about my grandmother being stuck on the side of the road. And if I couldn't have did it like that, I'd have gave her some money and probably try to boost her shit off with the booster cables. I ain't had no booster cable. I did what came natural to me, and that's pray.
And that's
I don't have security because I feel like I'm no big tough guy. I walk by faith and not by sight. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It never said the weapons wouldn't be formed. So I move like this because I pray. I pray before I came here. I pray when I'm working out. I pray. And a lot of people, it sounds like something crazy to them. That's cool. It works for me. I haven't had any problems. God protects me everywhere I go. I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. But I seek the Creator's forgiveness. And I pray. And I'm protected.
I know you're trying to figure out, if he's telling the truth. Yes, he is. The fact that his MC is in 29th degree in Leo and is conjunct Regulus. If y'all don't know, Regulus is one of the royal stars in the fixed stars, which means there's a fixed experience. It's a fixed or fated events that are to take place in his life. And most people have personal placements that are conjunct Regulus, whether it be 0 degrees to 2 degrees, whether it be in the opposite direction or, the next direction. It really creates a fated event. And one of those things is he's protected, like the royal family. All right?
I feel that.
That's just me. There's like you talking to somebody who never had an STD. I pray before I have sex. I pray. Now, I ain't saying everybody just go do that because you still got to have wisdom with the shit you do. I'm just going to pray. I got some niggas.
Is that what you said earlier, Kevin? Remember? You said it earlier.
They going to tell you, Gates, Gates, please keep this wheel in the road because I'm trying to crash this bitch. And I had to tell them, hey, listen, I love you, but this is not what we on right now. We keeping it positive this year. Positive don't mean pussy. We keeping it positive.
So you ready for the smoke?
The smoke?
The smoke.
Uh-oh.
I don't want no smoke, but I ain't turning nothing down.
Okay.
I ain't turning down no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
So let's get into it then.
But I ain't turning nothing down.
So did you really fuck your cousin?
Wait a minute. This dude just said, she was like, did you have sex with him? No, she didn't say, did you have sex? She said, did you fuck your cousin? Did you fuck your cousin? She said,
well,
so I'm saying, like, so right now, I just got a question for you.
Okay.
If me and you meet, and we just, I put it on you.
Okay.
The right way.
Okay.
Like you digmatized now.
Okay.
So I introduced you to my grandmother. She, baby, who your people is? Like, now, me and you cutting up now. We ain't playing. We ain't, we really thugging. The gates way.
We outside.
That's crazy. I love to have sex outside.
That's another thing I have to show y'all. So when you look at his chart again, we're going to pause this until tomorrow. We're going to do a part 2 to this. He loves sex outside. Mars and Sagittarius loves sex outside. Loves sex outside. As you can see, that's normally an indication of outside sex being free. And that's what he likes. He loves that sort of thing. All right? He definitely loves that. So we're going to pause that. We're going to get back to that same, that moment in time. But we're going to focus on getting back to this. So tomorrow, we're going to do part 2 of the Kevin Gates Young Miami's interview. As you can see, we're going to break down their Sinistry, and we got her chart to do. So the second half is going to be dedicated to her chart and how she operates. All right, y'all. I just want to thank y'all for just being here, just for being here with your boy Astro. You could have been anywhere. You could have been anywhere, but you choose to be here with me at 2 a.m. in the rising. And I appreciate you. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We gonna get it on. We gonna cut it up. This is a long interview. We won't have y'all on this live too long. We got an hour and a half in. We gonna chop it up. All right. like and subscribe. If you know anybody, just share this like. If you know, just tag Kevin or Carisha or Young Miami if you feel the need to. If they want to be seen astrologically, and they can see that we can see them, then share that. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night. Like I said, it was a pleasure, an honor. I'll see y'all tomorrow.